Hello everyone and welcome to Hazing Prevention Education for Recognized Student Organizations presented by the Office of Hazing Prevention. This presentation will cover the following topics: what hazing is and how to identify it, campus policy and California state law on hazing, how to report hazing, as well as helpful resources throughout the USC campus. Students and student organizations shall not engage in any activity that is considered hazing by university standards or as defined in California Penal Code 245.6, which defines hazing as any method of initiation or pre-initiation into a student organization or student body, whether or not the organization or body is officially recognized by an educational institution, which is likely to cause serious bodily injury to any former, current, or prospective student of any school, community college, university, or other educational institution in this state. The term hazing does not include customary athletic events or school section events. Some definitions of hazing vary, but all have common factors: power differentials between those in the group and those joining, initial initiation rite, practice, or traditions are involved, creating an understanding that willingness to participate does not absolve responsibility for either party, and with hazing, understanding that it endangers the physical health or safety of a person or would cause a reasonable person severe emotional distress. University policy on hazing. In addition to California state law, the university's policies, which can be found on the Office of Hazing Prevention website under Hazing Policies, as well as Campus Part G, Section 8, with respect to hazing, prohibits students from engaging collectively or individually in any of the following practices that will be shared shortly as part of any program or general activities. The choice to participate in activities does not make the activity in accordance with these guidelines. In hazing situations, such a choice is typically offset by peer pressure and power dynamics that exist when individuals are seeking to gain membership into an organization. This list is intended to provide examples of hazing. As it is impossible to anticipate every situation that could be defined as hazing, this list should not be considered all-inclusive. Examples include the following: forced, excessive, or strenuous physical activities, the application of foreign substances to the body, activities such as scavenger hunts, which result in illegal or otherwise prohibited activity, such as pledge ditches, kidnaps, or the like, depriving students of sufficient sleep, not providing decent or edible meals, depriving students means of maintaining a normal schedule of body cleanliness, depriving students means of communication such as their cell phones, forcing, coercing, or permitting students to eat in excess of substances such as raw meat, onions, or peppers, forcing, coercing, or permitting students to drink excessive amount of liquid, including alcohol, salt water, or water, nudity, or forcing or allowing students to dress in a degrading manner, branding of any part of the body, as well as psychological hazing, which is defined as any act or peer pressure which is likely to compromise the dignity of any student affiliated with the organization, cause embarrassment or shame to any student affiliated with the organization, cause any student affiliated with the organization to be object of a malicious amusement or ridicule, or cause psychological harm or emotional strain. Hazing can take place over a wide spectrum. Looking at this chart here, you can see examples of subtle, harassing, and violent hazing activity. Subtle situations can include dishonesty and deception, being called demeaning names, being assigned demerits, being forced into periods of silence or isolation with indirect threats for violation, or having an expectation of carrying or wearing certain items around at all times. With more harassing situations, this can include sleep deprivation, skit nights with degrading or humiliating acts, being orally abused, threats or implied threats, new members being asked to perform embarrassing tasks, or sexual simulations. With the more violent situations on the right side of the scale, these are situations that are more recognizable, and students most likely will associate these situations with hazing. Forced consumption of alcohol or drugs, beating, paddling, burning, branding or tattooing, being forced to ingest vile substances, water intoxication, abductions, as well as sexual assault. The most frequently reported hazing behaviors are drinking games or consumption of large amounts of alcohol until ill, singing or chanting in public, being forced to associate with specific people or not being allowed to associate with certain people, being deprived of your sleep, or being screamed, yelled, or cursed at by current members. Next, we will talk about current research on hazing with data taken from the national study, Hazing in View, Students at Risk. Research shows that 47% of students came to college already having experienced hazing, and 55% of college students involved in clubs, teams, and organizations experience hazing as well. Alcohol consumption, humiliation, isolation, sleep deprivation, and sexual acts are all hazing practices common across all types of student organizations. 2 in 5 students said that they are aware of hazing taking place on their campus, with more than 1 in 5 reporting that they witnessed hazing personally. In 95% of cases where students identified their experience as hazing, they did not report the events to campus officials. 9 out of 10 students who experience hazing behavior in college do not consider themselves to have been hazed. If you're unsure if you're experiencing hazing activity, there are a few questions that you can ask yourself. Here are a few examples. Is this an educational experience? Does this promote and conform the organization's ideals and values? Does this increase feelings of friendship between new and current members of the organization? Are new and current members of the organization participating in this activity together? Is this something that you'd want your parents to find out about or watch? Or what about the local newspaper or a campus official or the university president? There are multiple alternatives to hazing that can be provided as well on the Office of Hazing Prevention website. On the Office of Hazing Prevention website, please visit What Can I Do tab and click on Alternatives to Hazing. What will be provided are multiple ways to build group cohesion and bonding activities for new and returning members. There will also be some key points to keep in mind when planning these group activities as well. It is important to report even the apparently insignificant offenses of hazing, as this will help put a stop to more serious offenses that could be lying ahead. By reporting hazing violations, you're not only helping the organization, but you could potentially be saving somebody's life. The following are different options for students to report hazing on the USC campus. An easy way to report hazing activity on campus is by downloading the LiveSafe mobile safety app, which is managed by the USC Department of Public Safety and Department of Emergency Planning. It gives students immediate push-button calling to the Department of Public Safety or 911 for immediate response during emergencies, as well as anonymous reporting to submit information on suspicious activity, as well as crimes in progress and other safety concerns. Another method of reporting is Trojan is Caring for Trojan, or TC for T, which is an initiative by the Office of Campus Wellbeing and Crisis Intervention that empowers USC students, faculty, and staff to take action when they are concerned about a fellow Trojan challenged by personal difficulties. This private and anonymous request form provides opportunities for Trojans to help out members of our Trojan family. Additional reporting options also include USC's Help and Hotline for Concerns, Student Judicial Affairs and Community Standards, also known as SJACs, the Office of Professionalism and Ethics, your organization's advisor, or CURCH or other university representative. Students or student organizations engaged in an activity which is considered hazing as defined by California law may also be reported to the Los Angeles Police Department. Members from the following offices also serve on the university's Hazing Prevention Committee and are knowledgeable on hazing and hazing prevention efforts on campus. If you ever have any concerns, you can also take your hazing prevention needs to these department officials as well. Support for victims include counseling and mental health, campus support and intervention, as well as relationship, sexual violence, and prevention services. These offices can provide support to victims who have experienced hazing activity. The Office of Hazing Prevention offers multiple ways for RSOs to gain knowledge on hazing. If you're interested in having a hazing prevention workshop facilitated by our university's hazing prevention specialists, or completing an online module that is tailored to help students recognize, prevent, and report hazing, please reach out to the university's hazing prevention specialists at hazpr@usc.edu to schedule all workshops, or if you would like to have a one-on-one or small group conversation to discuss more about hazing prevention in your student organization. This will conclude our presentation on hazing prevention. If you have any questions or need any additional information, please contact the university's hazing prevention specialist or visit the hazing prevention website located on the campus activities homepage. Thank you for your time, and fight on.